What's going on, guys? You got pokeaim here, and before anything starts, I'm not dead. I'm just on vacation. If you follow me on Facebook, you would know that. But yeah, that's the reason why I haven't been uploading. I'm still on vacation, but it is nighttime, and I'm bored. And I decided that I want to narrate a battle. So I don't have any of my equipment with me, but I do have this laptop right here, and it's built-in mic. So I'm just gonna narrate this match that I have versus my boy gr8astard. I was testing a hyper-offensive team that utilizes Deoxys defense with Alakazam because they work really well. Alakazam in general with spikes and hazard support just destroys team. I do have a Scarf Jirachi just to, of course, revenge kill the Dragon Dancing Dragons, or also outspeed Genesect leads who like to U-turn on my Jirachi, and then I can just fire punch them and kill them. I do have a Rain Dance Kingdra with pretty much what I do is I wear down T-Tar with the Rocky Helmet from Deoxys Defense in combination with Nightshade. They eventually kill me. I go into Kingdra, set up Brain, and I won the Weather War without even having a Weather starter. I also have my own Genesect, and then I have a Mandibuzz. Now, I randomly decided that I want to use Mandibuzz on a hyper-offensive team. It has no place on this team at all, but I decided I want to use a Mandibuzz, because why not? Now, my boy Great is using a Hail team with Abomasnow and Tentacruel, of course, for spinning and getting up the weather. He has a Latias, which does help him with Sun teams. He has Jirachi, which is Scarf, which does, of course, help him with revenge killing. He also has a Sub Kyurem, which is very good, very anti-meta. And then he also has a Golurk, which is not that common, but it does get up his Stealth Rocks and also does check Terrakion, doesn't wall it, checks it. So yeah, let's get right into the match. So I'm bleeding off with my Deoxys defense. He's gonna be bleeding off with his Jirachi. I'm just gonna stay in right here. I know he's just gonna go for the U-turn. I'm pretty sure that was a Scarf Rachi. Great really loves running Scarf Rachi, and I knew that the Rocky Helmet damage would be nice. So I'm gonna go for my Stealth Rocks, even though I know he does have this spinner, because I know that as long as I get up my hazards, he's gonna continuously rapid spin them away. And because I am running the Rocky Helmet, I can pretty much do way more damage to him than he could do to me. So he does get up his Toxic Spikes, and right here he reveals that he does have the Toxic in combination with Toxic Spikes. You don't really see that too much, but it works out for him because he's able to cripple my Deoxys defense, as I am going to go for my first layer of spikes. And this was a really bad play on my part. I switched into my Alakazam, kind of expecting him to go for a second layer of Toxic Spikes, though I had pressured him with the first layer of spikes and the Stealth Rock, so I definitely should have stayed and went for the Nightshade. But in the case that does cost me my sash, I am going to go for the Focus Blast, predicting him to want to switch out into his Jirachi, because it's the one thing on his team that wants to take a hit. I do nail that Jirachi, get off some nice chunk, as he is going to go for the U-turn, which is why I switched into my Deoxys defense just to get some more Rocky Helmet damage. He does end up going out into his Latios, or Latias rather, that's the girl version, my fault. And he is going to go for the Draco Meteor that will be able to knock me out. But now I'm free to go out to my Mandibuzz, and I can just fire off some Brave Birds. This thing doesn't have the best attack, but it has monster HP and defenses on the both sides. It takes hits really well. So I do go for the Brave Bird, nailing his Abomasnow. The only reason he went into it was because there is no Weather War, so he just wants to get up his hail as quickly as possible. He is going to go for Protect right here, as I do go for the second Brave Bird. And I apologize for noise in the background, just because I am in a timeshare and there are people running around upstairs, little kids, and I can't really complain. I mean, I'm narrating a Pokemon battle, so whatever. But in any case, I did go for the Brave Bird on his incoming Golurk. I do a decent chunk, not really, and I am going to go for Toxic. That was a misplay on my part. What I should have done was one for the taunt, because I did notice with the hail damage, I did outspeed him, so I easily could have went for the taunt, preventing him from getting up his Stealth Rocks. In any case, I'm not going to go for the Toxic again, since I'm pretty sure he's just going to switch out into his Tentacruel to either Toxic Me or get up his second layer of Toxic Spikes. So I do go for the Brave Bird. Now I was predicting him to want to go for the Toxic. He does predict me to switch out to Alakazam. Good play on his part, because he is going to scald me, though it's not doing too much, because Alakazam, despite having crappy HP and crappy defense, has decent special defense. So I'm going to go for the Psychic. Nothing on his team after hail damage wants to take 2 attacks on this Alakazam. He couldn't go into his Jirachi to resist Psychic, because a Psychic with the hail damage would have knocked him out, or Psychic by itself could have knocked him out. But in the case, now he's going to go on to his Jirachi, as his Golurk does go down. I'm just going to switch out into my own Jirachi. We're both Scarfed, and just to take the predicted U-turn. And now I'm just going to go for the U-turn on his Tentacruel, just to go right back out into my Alakazam, knowing that he cannot knock me out with Scald, barring a crit. And I can pretty much just knock him out with the Psychic. So he is going to go for the Scald, and in the little chat on the side, he's like, oh my god, this thing does not die. And I am going to be able to knock him out with the Psychic. So down goes his Tentacruel. It's 5-4. Now he's going to go on to his Jirachi. This Alakazam did his purpose. It did knock out Tentacruel. Tentacruel, so I'm just going to leave it in as death fodder, because pretty much what I want to do was just knock out Tentacruel. That way my Scarf Jirachi could eventually just come in and do some work with Iron Head. So now he's going to go on to his Latias. I decided to go into my Mandibuzz. I could have went for the Roost right here, but what I decided to do was just get off some damage with Brave Bird as opposed to recovering, because I want to wear down this Latias to the point where I can easily just go into my Scarf Jirachi and not have to rely on flinches, but just rely on the fact that I do outspeed it, and then I could just knock it out with the Iron Head. So he is going to knock me out with the second Draco Meteor. Now he's really low, so I'm just going to be able to go on to Jirachi, go right for the Iron Head. That is going to be able to knock him out. And now he's going to go on to his own Scarf Jirachi. I knew he would go for the Fire Punch right here because I do have Genesect and the Jirachi left. So I do switch out into my Kingdra, predicting that Fire Punch, as he does do that, and that pretty much does nothing to my Kingdra. Now I can easily just go for the Rain Dance and try and do what this Kingdra does best, which is sweep with the Rain Up, though he does have this Abomasnow, which does pack Protect and Ice Shard, so he will be wearing me down with the Protect and the Toxic damage. So he's going to go for Protect right here, as I do end up going for the Dragon Pulse. And what I'm actually going to do is just go right for the Draco Meteor, just to knock him out after taking this Ice Shard, since I knew that after Protect he definitely was going to be able to live a life with Dragon Pulse. So I'm able to knock him out with the Draco Meteor. It is a double down though, but it was great that I did get up my Rain, because besides trying to sweep my Kingdra, my plan was to get up the Rain. That way his Jirachi cannot knock out my Genesect nor my own Jirachi with the Fire Punch if he was going to win the speed tie versus my Jirachi, or if he was just going to go for the Fire Punch. But in any case, I do go on to my Genesect. I know unless he flinches me to death, I can just get off a U-turn right here, go on to my Jirachi, and pretty much just win with Iron Head. Flinches maybe, but unfortunately for me, he actually is able to flinch me to death, just beat a Genesect. And now I'm just going to go on to my last Pokemon, which is my Jirachi. We're both Jolly right here, so it is a speed tie. He does win the first one, but thankfully I do break through the flinch, and down goes his Jirachi. So he's down to his last Pokemon, which is his Kyurem. I'm going to pause the video right here just to show you guys what we said, because he was like, I'm a legendary. I said, please flinch, and he was like, I'm a legendary, I don't flinch. And I was like, I don't care, I have a movie. And he's like, mine is gonna come out too. But that was just a little funny conversation we had inside. But in any case, it's pretty much down to if I get this last flinch, or this flinch on him, this first flinch, I do win. So I am gonna get the flinch, 60% chance, and that's pretty much going to be the game. So that was a pretty good game. Great. He actually said it was a good match, and I said it was a good match too, but he was the one that said, he was the one that gave me the idea to upload it. So guys, if you guys enjoyed, you can leave a like. I believe Tony is doing the team preview for me, editing wise, so shout outs to him, and you guys can also check him out, and until next